everybody. Welcome back to HMP Live. My name is Adam Portress, but you might have known that already. I'm going to check the audio for this because I'm going to be honest with you. Yesterday's live stream, I don't want to say completely crap the bed, but maybe a little bit. The audio was, I feel like the audio, I can't prove it conclusively, but I'm fairly certain that the audio that was coming from my mic yesterday was not coming from this mic, but the mic from the actual monitor itself. And that's why the show sounded so bloody awful. But let's listen to the stream back live right now to see how it actually sounds and see if I need to yell at you guys for not saying anything yesterday. That's way better than it sounded yesterday, I think. So if you let me know in the comments below if everything sounds okay for you. And I'm going to continue, my gosh, because I continue to stop remembering to hit the actual button and everything. So hopefully this will all sound great. And if it doesn't sound great, what I'm going to do is then take the audio from my Rodecaster here, pair it up with the other one, then post that up and all that stuff. Say hi to Bronson, everybody. He's kind of palling around back there and stuff like that. So if you see a fun dog walking around, feel free to throw a super chat our way, aka Portress Bucks. Oh, let me get my soundboard up right. There we go. So that's the new gag. Whenever there's any kind of super chat or anything else like that, it'll be the old Portress Bucks. So get one of those, and I'll throw a couple air horns in there every now and then, just for a good measure. I feel like I also need to get an air horn that's a little less loud than that one, because my God. Anyways, thank you so much for stopping by and everything. As you saw on the thumbnail and title here and everything, we're going to be doing a BuzzFeed little quiz and stuff today. We'll talk about how good or bad that might be. Because, dude, it's BuzzFeed. You never really know exactly what's going to happen with those guys and stuff. But we got maybe a couple other videos and things to kind of watch and check out here. So hopefully on this Wednesday, you can hang out and just, shoot it. Let me know what's going on and stuff like that. Leave a comment below and all that kind of good stuff. Like and subscribe. That's another big thing, man. Do hit that like button and all that kind of good stuff, because that will make a giant difference on all of this. The more engagement that this stuff gets, the better that it is. And of course, we're streaming on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick and stuff as well. Just trying to get them eyeballs, baby. And again, let me know if the volume sounds good. I think it should be all right at this point. But again, if not, I will we'll tack it on later and make things actually doable here and everything. So let's get into it. I talked a little bit yesterday about Texas Chainsaw Massacre and stuff like that. And when Texas Chainsaw Massacre comes up, you're bound to get all the other guys out there swimming around and stuff. And a buddy of mine over at CHH, Christian, has given us a new video here and everything. And I feel like, let me remove that one and get that one in there correctly. And I figure we might want to check this one out. He puts out some good stuff. I've kind of used his video in the past and stuff. And he's like, hey, man, thanks for the shout out here. And he's a bigger channel than I am. So let's give him a little bit more love and see what he's got to say here. This could be a disaster for the next Friday the 13th 4K. Take it away, Christian.
Hey guys, what is going on? Hell, this is your old pal CHH, and we're back here again with another video. Man, I gotta talk to you guys about something, because I don't know how to feel, what to think, or what to expect. I really don't. As Friday the 13th fans, we need to discuss this, and we need to kind of get ahead of the curve, so to speak, because this is going to be interesting, what happens this year. And
talk to me, first of all, Christian, can I tell you this much right now? I love this camera angle. Very awesome. Got a lot of great shit back here. The problem is the reason that, like, I'm not in the movie room and stuff like that with all my crap and everything behind me is just that I don't have like anything proper to sit stuff on, and I got like, it's not an iMac, but it's a monitor and a Mac Mini and stuff like that, so it's a little bit tough to get in there. So I'm jealous of the background and everything here, because in order to make stuff work, it's got to be in here, man. I got the mixer and all this other bull crap and whatnot, but I love this angle for you, Christian. Good job.
truth is, there's a few things that could happen. There's about 3 things that could happen. And I'm not sure which one is the worst case scenario. I really don't know. Now, let's get into it. So, guys, so far, we've had 2 Friday the 13th movies come out on 4K UHD. Excuse me, Paramount movies come out on 4K UHD. As you know, we just did reviews on Jason Goes Straight to Hell, and we did reviews on Jason X, where I basically said...
I do like the idea of Jason goes straight to hell. You don't just go to hell, Jason. You go straight to hell. No taking detours. No doing anything else. Straight to hell. Marty in the chat. Marty, what do we got here, buddy? I was watching this Dirty Baby over on Patreon. Thank you, Marty. Thanks for showing up. Marty is all the way across the seas here and everything, so that tells me, see, I'm doing it different times. I'm trying to help everybody out here. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in, Marty. Love you, buddy.
Jason Goes to Hell was the better of the 2 in terms of features and in terms of new features, that is, exclusive to Arrow, in terms of restoration. I found Jason X to be the least upgrade worthy in terms of picture, but I love the movie. You know, that's fine. That is fine. You know, it is what it is. And I actually think that the remake is the best out of the 3 the releases. I did
get the remake Friday the 13th in 4K from Arrow Video. I didn't get any of the other ones, honestly, because I'll be frank with you. I'm not the biggest Jason X fan, nor Jason Lives fan either. Jason Lives is just I don't know what that is. But Jason X is great because it has one good kill and one good kill only. That's it. Outside of that, and you know what kill it is too. That's the best part. But yeah, I haven't picked those up, but I've heard pretty good things from guys like CHH and others.
A video comparing those 3. If you guys want to check that out, please go to my channel and just look up Planet CHH ranking the Arrow Friday the 13th releases. I did that video. So guys, let's go back in time to 2021, was it? We got this. We had the 4K announcement of the first movie on 4K UHD. This was an interesting one because...
How many times has everybody else bought Friday the 13th in different physical format? I wonder. What's your average person like? What's your average 4K purchaser? Or not 4K purchaser, but your Friday the 13th. From VHS to DVD to, you know, DVD again to Blu-ray and all the other different iterations. Here's an uncut one. Here's like, and he's certainly one of them that's got like a billion gajillion versions of all these. Evil Dead's another one. They just want to take our money. But we'll give it to them.
It seemed like a lot of people were not happy with this one. Now I'm gonna kind of reference something about this that I want to talk about, and I want to open it up to the comments to have people's perspectives on this. A lot of people said that this movie didn't look right. They screwed something up, that this movie was, quote-unquote, way too dark. It's interesting because...
Can I say something here? Just because I got to cut in because I experienced this myself just last night. I had my nephew over, and he's been wanting to get into horror movies and stuff like that. He was a big giant scaredy cat for a very long time, but has realized, oh, horror films can be fun and stuff like that. So we put in The Invisible Man, the one from 2020, and it looked like garbage. The resolution, everything was absolutely terrible. And then I was just like, something's not right here. And then we put on the digital code on the Apple TV. What do you know? Boom, it looks nice. I couldn't tell you. So like some weird authoring errors and stuff happen. It's not unheard of.
Because I think visually they're not wrong. The thing that I wonder about is, was this the actual true home video release that was closest to the original theatrical run of the film? Or was it a botch? Was it legitimately just too dark? That's the question that I have, that I'd like to know. And the reason I bring that up is because, for what it's worth, I talked to some people that are, I don't want to call them old, but they were around when that movie came out, and they'd seen screenings of the film throughout the years. You know, they still do those now. They have 35 millimeter prints of the film that they do these kind of events for. And some of those people have told me that is how I remember the movie looking.
And sometimes that's true. And then sometimes you can also get the opposite end of that spectrum, especially with 35 millimeter prints and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I do enjoy seeing a film in 35 millimeter, but when you do, though, it depends upon how old it is, man. It can look like absolute garbage. I remember when I saw The Godfather in 35 millimeter, God, probably 20 years ago, almost at this point. It looked like crap. It was washed out. It was terrible. The blacks weren't there. It was just like, it looked like a big old brown mess. So it depends on where people pull stuff from, you know, and how things are supposed to look, what memory is supposed to be, and everything. Same thing goes with like your the Lord of the Rings 4Ks and stuff like that. And you can get fooled into thinking that, you know, nothing has changed. And then when somebody shows you that A/B comparison and everything, you're just like, you know, and there's a weird bit of you somewhere in the back of your mind that just goes like, I knew this didn't look right. And, you know, a lot of times there is. For example, The Matrix. If you remember the first Matrix movie and everything, if you remember seeing that in theaters or on the first DVD that came out and everything, that movie has a very blue tint to it. If you look at the original theatrical poster for The Matrix, also very blue tint. But once they came out with Matrix Reloaded, Matrix 2, if you will, they decided, oh, we want to make it kind of more of a green and have that be the more thing that represents the Matrix and stuff like that. So then on subsequent releases of The Matrix, they changed the color. The color of the original Matrix is changed and not what you saw in the theaters and not what you saw on the original DVD that was out there. Instead of the large blue cast, you've now got a green cast. Now, it does match the other movies better, but is it what you saw? But then we get into that kind of George Lucas area and stuff like that, which is... Ugh.
The movie was really, really moody and darker compared to what I experienced on home video. It could be hearsay. You know, you can't really prove or disprove that. It's hard to go say, okay, let's go back in time and watch the theatrical run of the film. But in essence, a lot of people were not that happy with it. And then things changed, but didn't change when I think it was the following year or the after that, they released.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. Think about that.
The original film again. So obviously part 1 sold well enough to where we were able to get 2 physical media releases of this film. And here it is. We've got part 1 right here again on Steelbook. Now this is something cool they did. They teamed up with Waxwork and they released a Steelbook which has the original artwork, which is, you know, basically that artwork on it. And they also did a bundle where you could get the vinyl, which the soundtrack to the original I think is the best soundtrack.
It's just breathing in your ear the entire time. Well, surely side B's got to be different. That's just the entire soundtrack that they play.
Besides part 3. Part 3's disco theme is amazing. And boy, do we have to talk about part 3. We have got to talk. That's what this whole thing is about. Friday the 13th, part 3. So Let's get into it. This came out. It is what it is. So it was kind of a rocky start for Friday the 13th on 4K.
Did I ever get the original Friday the 13th on 4K? I don't know. I know I bought it on I had DVD. I know I had a Blu-ray. Maybe 2 different Blu-rays. I don't know. It's another one of those you're buying way too many of them.
Now, here's where things get interesting, and I can't even deny that I'm scratching my head at this. Friday the 13th, part 2. Well, I have it. It's right here. Doesn't seem like this should be a big deal. Well, it kind of is a big deal. Now listen, I'm able to get some Paramount stuff to review, and that's all fine, well, and dandy. But that doesn't mean that I can't criticize some of the things that they do decision-wise. And if anybody from Paramount sees this, well, look at this video as just
Paramount.
some suggestions. The number one question I have is, why is this coming out in a Scares box set? Now, the rumor I heard was the reason they did this is because it made it a lot cheaper for them to be able to produce and do the restoration work, so to speak, for this release. Now, here's the thing about this release, guys, that I can't even deny.
Got a big butt.
Please go and watch my review for this. I'll be honest with you. So far, out of all the Friday 4Ks, hands down, Part 2 is the best one. This 4K looked incredible. And I was so nervous watching this when I had the Scares box set, because I was like, man, the last...
And again, one of the things that I always kind of want to emphasize here and everything is a movie that comes out on video is only as good as the reference material that it's coming from. We had the Lionsgate movies and stuff that came out from Tarantino, from Lionsgate Limited, and they kind of look like ass. They don't look good. They're just 2K dupes upscaled to 4K, and they kind of look like it. And it's pretty bad. So it all depends on where you pull things from and stuff. And like, for example, even just between your Terminator 1 v Terminator 2, Terminator 2 had the James Cameron treatment to it there and everything, and they sucked the living life out of it. Whereas, the Terminator 1, the folks over at Warner Brothers gave a little bit more heart, a little bit more care to their, property there and everything. So it looks so much better than what Terminator 2 does. So it really also depends upon, where you pull from, if the studio even cares. Now, this is all Paramount here, so hopefully they would care. But again, it's all what they have access to and stuff like that. And let's be honest, your Friday the 13th, at least the first one for sure. I mean, not that the other ones cost a lot of money, but the first one, certainly, they probably weren't keeping, the fantastic of vlogs and negatives and all that kind of good stuff. So who's to say?
Thing I want to do, because I'll be honest with you, my fandom might have got a little bit of the better of me on the first one. And I did say, listen, guys, I was able to have my 4K on Part 1 look good. I did a little bit of adjustments on the TV. I swapped the HDR dark to HDR brighter, and I had no issues with that. But people were not happy with that. They thought I was making excuses, and fair enough.
Just lying.
Fair enough. But I still enjoy the 4K for Part 1. But here's the interesting thing. Part 2 looked phenomenal. Phenomenal. And it just is a weird situation that it had to be part of a box set. This is the slipcover that it came in, because the Scares Volume 2 all kind of featured this similar style of art. Now, this is not a bad priced box set now. I think you can actually get the Scares box set fairly...
The problems that I have with this stuff, too, is that it becomes like, hey, we just put another print thing out. Please just buy this. Just buy it. Just buy it. Just buy it. Just buy another thing, you big dumb dummies. Evil Dead did that forever. So that's why I haven't continued to buy any of these things until I see something that's absolutely wild and, on point with stuff. And hey, man, if they look as good as the other, the last kind of Friday 13th movies that Arrow's put out and stuff like that, I'm all for that. But I don't think most of these are of that caliber.
Cheap. And with that, I'd say go for it. There are some good titles in there. Breakdown being an amazing title in there. It's a Kurt Russell movie, and it's really a thriller, not necessarily a horror film, but I consider thriller to be a part of the horror genre. So for me, it's no harm, no foul, but it is what it is. Also, it could be
No Harm, No Foul sounds like a Burt Reynolds movie.
An Italian or a French or just a Europe release in general. I don't know the exact location, so to speak. I know it's across the pond from America, so to speak, but there is a singular release of this. I don't think it had any sort of slipcover, if that's important to people, but there is a singular release.
Christian, if I can just to give a little bit of constructive, I love you, and that's why I'm saying it. Get that music down just a touch. It's a little. I love it there. I love it there. It's the spooky vibe. It's all good. It's very good. But let's just kind of keep it down. It's a little too loud. It's competing with your glorious voice here and everything.
Release for this that you can get off the the Diabolics and probably the Orbit DVDs. And if
this dog is just looking into his reflection in the television, and he's very, very amused by it.
something you'd prefer to do, look into that. And of course, it's going to be the same restoration and everything. It's all Paramount. But that, I believe it's all Paramount anyway. Yeah, it is all Paramount. It is Paramount. But that's the situation with part 2. So this is where things get interesting. And this is why I want to talk to you guys because, you know, what's going to happen this year? Are we going to see another Scares box set, maybe with a new Friday the 13th? Or are we going to see what they did with part 1? Are we going to have a re-release of part 2 with the Steelbook? Maybe they'll do a Waxwork Records combination pack again, where you have the availability to order just the Steelbook with the new artwork that was featured on the Waxwork Records vinyl. Or you could do the bundle where you can buy part 2's 4K with a...
These companies need to get their shit together, dude. Too many different things going on. And like, I understand how you get from, we got Paramount and then, they kind of left after that and after, whatever movie number and whatnot. But they just need to get it together.
With a vinyl from Waxwork. That's one situation. The other situation we could be looking at is nothing this year. Maybe they'll do a Scares box set part 3 and there'll be just different titles in there and then that's it. Or, and this could be the absolute worst situation for some people, we get a part 3 4K. Now I know what you're saying. Why is that the worst situation, Christian? Here's the thing that I don't think a lot of people think about. And if you do, then I'm not talking to you directly. Part 3 was filmed in 3D.
That's correct.
Now, from what I understand, the technology back then was different from the way 3D is done in latter day. For instance, if memory serves, I think I might have saw World War Z in 3D at the IMAX. Now, whether that was shot as a 3D movie or not, I don't remember. But another
World War Z... I don't think so. I would say if I would venture a guess to say that World War Z was a post 3D production and everything, just on account of how much CGI zombies and stuff are in that movie. I feel like they wouldn't go through the trouble of filming all these plates and stuff in 3D just to have it all be CGI'd and stuff later. I would think.
Another situation could be Texas Chainsaw 3D. I saw that in 3D at the movie theater. The last thing you would ever think when just watching the home video version of that is, wow, this is a 3D movie. I mean, you can tell the shots that were meant to be 3D, but when you're watching...
Which is the worst part of that movie, also, by the way, the it's Friday the 13th part of 3D. It's awful.
Watching the film, it just looks like a crisp, high-definition movie. Now, movies back then, I think the cameras that they used were very specific for the technology of 3D, and there's no denying that those cameras altered the looks of these movies. Let's go back and talk about Part 3's image quality. Nobody has ever, in my opinion, said that Part 3 looked the best out of the first 4 of those 4K restorations from the Friday the 13th Scream Factory box set.
And because you needed a whole bunch of light for the 3D cameras and stuff like that, so yeah, it's not going to look as distinctly stylistic as the original one or any of the subsequent ones would, for that matter.
Most people said it was Part 3. I mean, excuse me, Part 2, not Part 3. Interestingly enough, like I just said, Part 2's 4K looked phenomenal. Here's the situation we can be in, guys. Let me show you a release in my hand. This right here is Jaws 3.
Stop bragging. Okay, Jaws
3 on 4K UHD. Why am I holding this and why am I showing this?
Why are you fumbling it, Christian? Get it together.
This is probably one of the most hated 4Ks of 2024.
And I almost bought that damn thing too in Steelbook. And get this, dig this. Jaws 2, impossible to get in Steelbook. It's gone. AWOL, just out of here. I got yet another Jaws 4K that should be here next week. Because I've lost my original Jaws 4K Steelbook. It's somewhere. It's in the same pile that's got Modern Times my Dolomite Blu-rays and a couple other things. So like I don't know where it's at. Somewhere in storage, I guess.
I believe it was 2024. If not, it was 2023. Excuse me. Time flies very, very fast nowadays. What they did on that release was a AI restoration where you can clearly tell that what this movie looked like.
They gave it the old James Cameron treatment, did they?
From the way the camera shot it was not what this showed. And as time has gone on, I somewhat understand why they did that, and I also have my opinions of why they shouldn't have done that. Now, why do I understand a little bit why they did that? Because those movies shot in 3D, I've yet to see a movie that was shot in 3D back in the 80s look good at all on any format. And when I
It's good. That's a good question. I can't think that I don't think I have an answer for that.
Say good, I mean exceptional. For instance, Parasite, Jaws 3D, Amityville 3D, and yes, Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D are very impressive when watching them in high definition. Or DVD for that matter. I'd say that most of the releases of the other films look better, like Part 2, 4, 5, 6, they look better than Part 3. That type of technology, what they shot that movie with, I think doesn't benefit the look of the film in 2D whatsoever.
Or at the same time too, though, again, I think part of it comes back to having availability of all the actual assets and stuff like that. And then at the same time, or with that, in conjunction with that, is knowing how to utilize that and dump that to a 2D format and everything, and how you master stuff. So again, it's all dependent, really.
So if you remember this release, my worry is, let's say we get a Part 3 release this year for Friday the 13th. What if they use the same technology and do this sort of AI upscale? It could be disastrous. I think fans could be so mad. Now, I'll tell you this. If they do Part 3 in 4K this year, and they do it properly, what does that mean? That means that they stick with the film elements and just restore it in 2D the best way they can, the way Scream Factory did with their release for that 4K scan, if you will, for the Blu-ray. If they do it that way and do it properly, I don't think anybody is going to do their lists at the end of the year for the best 4K releases and have Part 3 on their list.
And the thing is, too, though, and we've seen it before with stuff like Once Upon a Time in the West, where Paramount's not afraid to jump in there with some bullcrap AI every now and then and just say like, look, there we go. We erased all the green. Sorry, bye.
That's fine, in my opinion. I think people want to own the movie in the absolute highest possible way. But the issue is if they do this AI technology stuff for Part 3 like they did on this release, now mind you, this was Universal, this is Paramount, apples and oranges, but I don't know. We don't have a whole lot of examples of this 3D kind of technology being done for physical media releases. Could that be detrimental to the future of 4K Friday the 13th releases if they do this AI technology and people revolt and they hate it? In my opinion, I think it's a safer and better bet to simply try to...
I will say, sadly, the case is this, my friends. The things that you think that people should automatically jump away from and say, get out of there. What are you bananas? You like this? That is inevitably the thing that people will launch onto. Be like, I don't care. I think it's great. Yeah, it's great. No, it's just really good. No, I love it.
Remaster the film in 2D and as best as you possibly can. I think people would prefer to have the movie come out, not look AI'd whatsoever, but rather just not have it on their top 10 lists of the year for 4Ks, as opposed to altering and changing physical media history the way this did. I understand the experimentation of it, but I don't think at this point, especially when we're talking about sequels, to take risks and do things that way, because at this base...
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I don't know that I would go so far as to say that they're taking risks. What I would actually say is they are... I mean, I suppose it's a risk, but I wouldn't think that they think of it as a risk. I think that they think of it, and they do use it as an excuse to be cheap, to not spend money. Ultimately, I think they don't want to spend money.
Ironically, this is a part 3 as well. Fans and physical media collectors are buying these. Part 1 has the crossover appeal. I would imagine that, part 1 highly outsold part 2, granted apples and oranges again, because this was sold in a box set as opposed to individually, at least in America. But I think crossover appeal, people that are casual movie collectors or buyers probably bought part 1. I don't think that's going to be the case for a part 3. So the question is, what are they going to do with this restoration for part 3 if and when it happens? And what's going to happen? We could get no action this year. We can get a re-release of part 2 in a steelbook, possibly with maybe another one of those Waxwork Records collaborations, or they'll go to part 3 for the box set. And here's the thing: if they announce this scarce thing with the box set, that worries me as well, because then what are we looking at for the future? Does everybody have to buy a box set every year with different movies to get a Friday the 13th film? That doesn't seem fair to me.
Oh, but that's what they'd like, though. Like I said, I feel like all of this every single time is just another money grab. And I think that they'll continue to put out small iterations over time, and it's just going to be the same old thing over and over again. But we're all big giant dum-dums who will just continue to go back to that well, because we can't learn our lesson.
So we need to brace ourselves, is what I'm getting at with this situation. We desperately need to brace ourselves, because part 3's 4K from Paramount, it could get ugly. I hope it doesn't. I really hope that they just stay the course and try to remaster it the way Scream Factory did, and don't do any AI stuff, because it could be disastrous. But that's where we're at with all this, guys. I mean, time's going to tell. We'll get some news later this summer, maybe around August, September, about what's going to happen with Friday the 13th. But that's where we're at. But I think it's important to talk about, because people need to kind of be aware of the history of this AI stuff, specifically being done on 3D films. It's an interesting watch for sure, but I think film collectors, they don't like it. And I can't say I'm in love with it either. So that's it for today's video, guys. I wanted to discuss that because I think it's important to know and to think about, and kind of just brace yourself for. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you would prefer happen and what you would prefer not to happen with this whole thing. I'm always fascinated by this. So thank you guys for watching this. Tell me your thoughts down below. And until next time, this is your old pal CHH. Take care.
Huge jump.
Yeah, all right. Let's give that a big old thumbs up over here. Go check out Christian's channel. Good dude, nice guy, and he is putting out some consistent videos and stuff like that, and you can't hate on that, no sir. So boom, throw that in the chat. Yes, sir. All right. Cool. So we can come up with a couple other things, or we can just jump into the BuzzFeed quiz here. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll find out. Let me check in on the actual feed here, make sure everything sounds good. All right. It sounds better. It sounds better than it did yesterday. That's for damn sure. All right. Cool. We were getting a little bit scared here. I think just because I want to just, I kind of want to watch it, and I'm going to watch it anyways. So I feel like if I'm going to watch it anyways, I might as well watch it with you guys. Plop this back up here. And we're going to check out this from my buddies over at Film Thread. Is this ultimately me trying to get on the show Film Thread in any way, shape, or form? You bet your sweet bippy it is. Because if there's anybody that can yak about films and whatnot, that'd be me. So here is the review of The Life of Chuck, which I happen to see that opens this weekend. I saw it last weekend. Let's take a look at the review. See if I agree. Hopefully, if we can get it up to the right volume. There we go. Let's go.
Alan, let's talk about The Life of Chuck, starring Tom Hiddleston, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Karen Gillan, among others.
I always say I don't care what actor is out there. We have mastered the name Chiwetel Ejiofor. We can get your name eventually. We just got to keep getting a couple reps in. That's all. That's all. We'll get you one day. Daniel Kaluuya. We're see how close I am? See how close I was to that one? It's not quite there, but it's close. Chiwetel Ejiofor. Let's do it.
Jacob Tremblay.
See, nobody can even do that one. Just like Chiwetel Ejiofor, Justin Tremblay, and I'm fairly certain Tremblay is the correct one, but we're gonna nevertheless.
And Mark Hamill. Tell me the story of the life of Chuck, would you? It's a very simple story.
Yeah, simple story. Life of Chuck is based on a Stephen King novella. It's 3 acts.
Papa novella.
And the third act, and it's done in reverse order. The third act stars Marty and Felicia, played by Chiwetel Ejiofor and Karen Gillan. They are a separated couple, but the world is coming to an end. Environmental cataclysm is bringing the Earth to its ultimate doom, and as panic spreads throughout the world, they see visions. Not visions. There are these billboards everywhere where it says, "Congratulations, Chuck, on your retirement for 39 years." And these billboards appear everywhere. And Marty and Felicia wonder what it is, and they want to, if anything, be together in the final moments of Earth's existence. Now move back to chapter 2.
And honestly, like because like you said, they kind of show this thing backwards from that, here's your third chapter, second chapter, first chapter kind of thing. The third chapter, the last thing I felt was like kind of the more emotionally resonant moment of the movie and everything, because you felt something with these characters and stuff, and they put an odd little mystery in the background, and you're like, what's this all about? And then you go back and you figure out the mystery, and we'll talk about it.
Chuck, played by Tom Hiddleston, is walking down the street going to work, and there is a busker, a young woman playing the drums, and he decides he's gonna dance, because that's what he needs to do, is just dance. And this dance just draws an amazing crowd, and it forges new friendships and new relationships. And in the first one, we go back in time to Chuck's childhood. He is orphaned by an accident where his parents die. He lives with his grandmother and grandfather, played by Mia Sara and Mark Hamill.
First of all, Mia Sara, my word. I mentioned it in the review and everything, but holy cow, still getting it done.
And it's through this time that he gets an idea of what he wants to do with his future. He joins a dance crew because he learned dance from his grandmother. He's very good at it. But there is a room in the attic of the house. They call it something. I have no idea what that word is. But
they basically call it the no-no room. It's not that. That's not what they say. But for all intents and purposes, it's just like, you don't go in that room, see? It's like, it's the thing. Here's the deal. Like, the whole movie's just like, oh, this is interesting. And then you get to like the room portion. And I don't want to say like that's what makes it a Stephen King thing, but it kind of does, but not in the way that you would think. The way that you would think is like, oh, it becomes scary. No, you wish it did.
It's a room that Chuck needs to stay out of. And his grandfather warns him over and over and over again to stay out of that room, because there are bad demons or something in there.
Don't go in there.
And yeah, that's basically the story of the life of Chuck.
Well, and I think, to be clear about the story, it's structured oddly. It starts with a title card that says Act 3 with a subtitle, right? Then Act 2.
Mike Flanagan is no Quentin Tarantino. I'll say it.
And then Act 1.
Yeah, I think I said that it goes in reverse.
It goes in reverse order of what could be chronological timeline. So it goes reverse. And you could be confused by it. It's structurally and narratively, and things from Act 3, 2, and 1 blend into each other. There's a young girl that we see on roller skates in Act 3 that shows up in Act 2.
In Act 1.
And again, it becomes a more Stephen King sort of thing, and you're just like, why is this particularly here? That's a fun word I don't Yowzer. I took a dive there. I don't know what the heck happened. I know it did happen, though. It took all the crap out of my screen here, so hold on. Wrong one. All right, back to this.
Reminds me of a movie called Slaughterhouse 5, which I loved as a kid. Watched that movie over and over again. It's based on the Kurt Vonnegut novel.
Slaughterhouse 5 isn't as rad of a like a 80s slasher skateboard movie as you would hope it'd be.
It's kind of, in a way, the way we experience time is, we think time is being chronological, but you can experience different times of your life in the recesses of your brain. You can think of when I was a kid and did this. You can think of memories of family. You can experience time moving. And this movie, I think it's very easy to figure out at the end what happened in Act 3.
I don't think it's like, I mean, to me, there's nothing head scratching in the movie at all. I mean, it's an unorthodox way to tell the story, but is it confusing at all? No.
It's very clear what happened in Act 3 once you've seen it all. It's confusing maybe when you're upon seeing it, chronologically, but it makes so much sense. It's beautiful. It's about the small moments in life. There's a whole speech Mark Hamill's character gives about math.
69.
And that is amazing. Amazing. Some people are saying he should be get an Oscar nom for it.
Let's not go that far. Like, again, he's kind of doing, like, Hamill's doing a bit of the Pacino tap dancing on the line of acting and everything in this movie. There's moments where you're just like, oh gosh, this is almost good, and then there's moments where it's like, and you're like, you can hear the Joker coming out, or just any other number of animated voices that he's done. You can just, the Mark Hamill voice goes.
I mean, I didn't even know it was Mark Hamill until like the last scene with him in it.
Okay, that's a little much, Chris Gore. Come on now. I mean, I didn't know him in the first scene because he doesn't have no lines, but once he started talking, come on now.
It was like, oh my God, that's Mark Hamill. He's very physically different. He changed himself.
He's fat.
He's fat and he's got a beard, and they put some glasses on him and stuff. They put a costume on him, Chris. Of course, he's not coming out in his Jedi robes.
He's fat.
He's fat.
Alan dropping bombs. He's fat. Listen, he's just fat.
Fat as a must. He looks like Geppetto from Pinocchio.
A fat Geppetto.
I really love this film. I went and saw it again last night.
Again?
I think the marketing is it's not deceptive. It's just
it doesn't reflect the film.
Yeah, it's like, but how do you sell this movie?
You can't, because it's not a good. It's
Tim
not a good
Hiddleston. He's not in the movie more than 20 minutes.
This movie is the very definition of something that should go straight to streaming. It's absolutely a streaming movie, 100%.
But his character is in the whole movie, right? His character is the prevailing character, but at different stages of life. I think 4 different actors play him in the movie. Tom Hiddleston plays him, older, the oldest version,
all grown up.
And that whole thing of like, Chuck, thanks for 39 great years. Thank you, Chuck. That weird campaign, like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Is it a meme? I will say that first act, which is Act 3, with the world coming to an end, it's really somber.
Mm-hmm.
It's the earth is California's falling in the ocean.
Fires everywhere.
And the only thing that concerns Stephen King is, hey man, my internet ain't working.
volcanoes, like the internet's not working, the bees are gone, like it's the earth dying over the course of over a year. And how do people handle it? They're just,
even the conservatives knew that this was It's real cringe.
just like, whatever.
You should probably mention that it's not.
I can't get to work.
Yeah, we should mention that it's not due to climate change. It's due to a different reason.
There's not some big message. It's just
and disagree on that one. There's a little bit of I mean, like literally, there's a line that Hamill just says, like, even the crazy Republicans could have seen that this was coming, blah blah blah, and all this stuff, or whatever. However the hell they actually phrased it, but like, there's a bit of a message in here. Come on now, that's a little disingenuous, or you missed it.
It's just.
Yeah,
dying.
they explain it. They explain it's not climate change. Yeah,
and it's really sad. But what's really amazing about it, there's some great.
You know what I just figured out? I think that this movie itself wants to be a better version of like a Charlie Kaufman movie. This is the type of movie that he goes, oh, I'm making something. This is Charlie Kaufman-esque, and it's not. Charlie Kaufman's stuff that has to do with life and this kind of, if he would have written this as opposed to Stephen King, maybe.
Great performances from people in bit parts. David Dastmalchian, very funny part in the opening of the movie, which is great.
Yeah.
David, we love David. Matthew Lillard as a name.
Matthew Lillard's acting is good in the movie. The only problem is the words that are coming out of his mouth sound like they were written by a 10-year-old. That 10-year-old being Stephen King.
Neighbor to Chiwetel Ejiofor. I've always liked Chiwetel. He's amazing.
That guy's awesome.
Just
so,
great and everything.
Him ever.
As a teacher, that's like, I'm trying to teach English literature, and the kids, like, he has parent teacher conference. All the kids are not doing well in school. Obvious reasons. The world is dying. What's the point? And it's really a beautiful film. If you're open to, I want to see a film that is, I hate to use these words because they're kind of a turnoff when I see it in a festival program guide, but it's very life affirming. This won, I believe, an audience award at TIFF. Some award at TIFF.
I feel like that kind of stuff is on account of the people that are making it. On account of that, it's Stephen King and then it's Mike Flanagan. You put those two together, and Tom Hiddleston is a name, and then people go gaga. It's just like, but no one's gonna go see this movie. I mean, I've seen it, and I can tell you this much: people ain't rushing out to see this.
It's beautiful. I really enjoyed it. Went back to see it a second time.
Don't get it.
Thought it was really great. So it's hard to sell people on what this is. It's really lots of observations on life. And if you're open to that, no action, the big sequence in the middle is a dance number to drums, not music. And I just was really taken with it. So it's
the drum scene goes on for too long, man. It's cool. It's neat. It shows the life affirming, yada, yada, yada. Where if we all just got together and danced, I get it. It's fine. But let's be honest. It goes on for way too long. And when are you going to get, again, I know it's a movie trope and whatever, but when are you getting that many people to be dancing around and having a time like that? It doesn't happen no more. Come on.
Strong recommend from me, and one of my favorite movies this year. And we'll see come Oscar time if this gets any notice.
If it gets any traction at all.
Yeah, it's too early. But I don't know why you would release this in the summer. This is bad. This should have been a fall movie and push for awards consideration.
Absolutely. If you're going to do this movie, this is not the time of year.
But I really loved it. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea.
Nope.
I'll say that. Not
Mine.
Everyone's cup of tea. I think that's fair to say, Alan. Would you say it's
Yeah, definitely. If you want a straightforward film with a straightforward narrative, you're not going to get it here. There are things that happen that kind of pulled me out. Like, for example, the grandmother is cooking dinner on an induction stove in the 80s. And it's like, well, there were no induction stoves in the 80s. How does that happen? Characters appear in the 3 different timelines. What I'll say about this is, in terms of a Stephen King movie, this is more like Stand By Me than any of the other stuff. It's more about.
And I think that's the thing that people need to realize the most is that this is just it's non-horror Stephen King. I didn't know who was directing or anything, or that it was written by Stephen King until his name came up at the end. But not your normal horror Stephen King. So if you think that, you'll be going in rather peeved.
What he has to say about life and humanity versus the narrative of the story. To me, at the end of it, you start to click together what is happening and what he's trying to say. And I think the simple message of this film is, don't stress about the big things. Enjoy the small moments of life. Take the little gems that you can find along the way and embrace those. And that's why I like this movie, but I'm not. I've been reading what people have been saying about it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I get why you love it, but I think you're too emotionally wrapped up in the movie.
And here's the thing, though, dude. I am a soft touch when it comes to movies and stuff like that, and this one just didn't do it. It felt like it was coming from a disingenuous place. At least to me, it did.
In a way that I didn't come out with. But a good movie.
But that's fair. Let me just, sorry to interrupt you, Alan. Yeah. This movie will hit people differently based on what stage of life you watch it, based on relationships you've had. The stuff with the junior high school kids.
Listen, I've done it all at 43. Married, divorced, all these things. Believe you me, I get it. I've been through the ringer, and I'm still ringing it out right now. But this movie did not do it for me.
Learning dance is hilarious with the dance teacher, that awkward stage of life. And,
that actually was a good scene. The dancing scene and stuff like that. I mean, they're listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this movie is awful, because it's not, but it's not amazing either.
The dance teacher comes up to Chuck when he was a little kid at the dance, and he's so nervous about dancing. He doesn't want to dance because he hurt his leg, which they know is bullshit. And it's like, hey, don't worry, it's just a scrimmage. It's practice. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's practice.
What's the idea of life's too short to miss these moments?
Yeah, and so again, it's a litmus test. You'll get something different out of it. And if you're open, I hope you see something beautiful. So I really enjoyed it. It's not a Tom Hiddleston movie per se, but I guess he's the best selling point of it.
Tom Hiddleston's in this movie. I don't want to say it's a act. That's it.
But
yeah, he is actually.
He's Chuck at the last stage of Chuck's life, and you meet 3 earlier versions of Chuck, and it's a beautiful film, one of my favorites of this year, and we'll see if people remember it come awards time. I hope they do.
Not me, my friends. I'm not a fan of this thing at all. I'm gonna drop that link over there in the chat. Go over there to the folks over at Film Thread. Give them a like and subscribe over there. They are some pretty cool dudes. Chris Gore been doing it forever and a day. Yeah, man. So let's get into it, I guess. We'll get in one more thing here, and we can kind of get our trivia on and see if this will actually be worth doing. I am very interested in this, and by very interested, I mean very scared. So let's get into it and bring it up here. 235 movie trivia questions that only film nerds will be able to answer. Don't worry, we'll give you the answers. I'd hope you'd give some answers and stuff like that. Let me move this. There we go. That'll look a little better. Guess them all to prove that you are the real genius. Real genius? See, Val Kilmer movie? See, I knew the reference already off the bat, man. Give me some extra points. Everyone watches movies, which means everyone should know some movie trivia. You never know when it might come in handy. Need a fun fact to impress your friends? An icebreaker? A theme for trivia night? Movie facts are your friends, which would in turn make this giant list of movie trivia questions your best friends. Did we just become best friends? This list covers basically every genre and many decades of movies, so you'll find a little bit of everything. The questions also aren't in any particular order to keep you on your toes. We listed the answers right underneath the questions so you can take turns answering them in a group or read them through to update your memory bank. You can also play this quiz on your own if you cover the answers as you scroll down the list. Good to know because I actually, when I was scrolling through this initially, I went through the first question, and you got to be damn sure careful because they put it right up underneath. They don't have to hit a button or anything. And this is ultimately where I've got to say, the folks over at BuzzFeed, you lazy. You lazy as hell, man. What is this crap? Are you kidding me, dude? You can't sit there and just be like, and every other time where they have like the little, slideshow bull crap and everything where they'll show you the answer on the next one. Do something like as bad as that is. I'd rather have that than scrolling and then boom, it's just there and we ruin it all. But so let's scroll slowly and see how many of these that we can find. See which one of your friends is the biggest cinephile. That's me. What 19th? All right, so let me look at the screen here and see if that'll be okay. Good. What 19th century folk song does Jack O'Connell perform in Sinners? I did not remember this off the top of my head, but I've already seen the answer. Rocky Road to Dublin. Boy, I wish that they had. Let's see if I can try to make the. Can we? Oh, nope, wrong one. Let me see if I can try to make this bigger. Does it do me any good or does it suck? All right, let's find out. What do the following Martin Scorsese films have in common? Boy, you really this stinks, guys. Here we go. What do the following Martin Scorsese films have in common? Taxi Driver, Goodfellas, Cape Fear, and The Irishman. Is it Robert De Niro? Oh, that's easy enough. They all star Robert De Niro. Okay. They say movie nerd stuff, so let's see how we're going. Question 3. The Monkey is based on a story by which acclaimed author? Well, we reviewed that here on this channel a while back, so check that out. It is by Stephen King, speaking of that old bastard. There's the monkey himself, Stephen King. What is the name of the first feature film ever produced? Okay, so now we're getting into some difficult stuff. This is what we were in here for. The name of the first feature film ever produced. I don't know that I know the answer to this, but I know it was the first one shot at. No, it can't be yet because that was. I don't know. Birth of a Nation. That's all I'm going to put in. Story of the Kelly Gang. See, I knew that was. I knew I would be incorrect on that. So we'll keep rolling. See what we got. And they wonder why I put in ad blocks. Look at all the damn advertisements that are in here and that make this thing absolutely impossible to read. What do the following actresses have in common? Lena Dunham, Sydney Sweeney, Maya Hawke, and Victoria Pedretti. Pedretti? Is that right? I'm going to say Nepo babies. Nepo babies. Nepo babies, we make our dreams come true. They all played members of the Manson family once upon a time in Hollywood. Damn it. Maya Hawke, though, she's a Nepo baby. Lena Dunham, Nepo baby. Sydney Sweeney, I don't know about. Victoria Pretty, I don't know who that is, but I was fairly certain those were all Nepo babies. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm still correct. Number 6, what was the first Disney princess movie to be given a live-action adaptation? That was Kenneth Branagh's Cinderella, if memory serves. Cinderella, I don't know if Kenneth Branagh did it. Again, that was a guess. And again, as I've always said, I don't know why that thing exists. There's no reason that the Kenneth Branagh or any of these live-action Disney things should exist. It's so dumb. Number 7, and again, BuzzFeed, give me like a little bit of space. You see the difference between this question and this question? This should be where the question is, and the answer should be about here. Give me a little bit of friggin' space over here instead of putting it right underneath. So, like, you're a real pain in the ass. All right, number 7, which Oscar winner from the 2010s was shot in black and white? That's The Artist. Look at that. I didn't even need to see it, dude. I knew it. Slow scroll, slow scroll, slow scroll. Number 8, I didn't see it. Which famous comedian made his debut with a bit part in Donnie Darko? What are you doing over there, dog? Weird ass noises. Which famous comedian made his debut in a bit part in Donnie Darko? I don't know. Dane Cook? Seth Rogen. Oh, I'm sorry. You consider Seth Rogen a comedian, you say? If that's what you say, buddy, sure. Which EDM musician co-wrote the score for Spring Breakers? Skrillex? There you go. All right. I got to scroll slow, dude, because people be like, you saw the answer to that. No, I didn't. And I can't. It's tough. What prop can be found in almost every scene of Fight Club? I think somebody said, I heard this once. I don't know how true it is, but somebody said something from Starbucks. Yeah. I see there's Starbucks in there. I got to rewatch it. I don't know that that's necessarily true. I feel like that's an urban legend. Number 11, which Oscar-winning animated feature of 2025 starred a black cat? What the fuck? No clue. All right, let's scroll to find out a movie I've never seen before. Follow. Wasn't that a video game? Number 12, Mikey Madsen won the 2025 Oscar for Best Actress for her starring role in Anora. Ah, damn it. I was hoping the question would be, what movie? I could have told you Anora, but this next one's going to be a Pip. What horror movie franchise did she play a part in before her big breakthrough? Was she in one of them Scream movies? One of the Scream sequels? Yeah, there it is. Boom. All right. All right. All right. All of a sudden turned into Al Pacino there. Number 13, which musician did Timothée Chalamet play in the Oscar-winning film A Complete Unknown? That's Bob Dylan. Simple. Number 14, in the 2025 film The Substance, Demi Moore plays an aging television fitness guru who undergoes a process that lets her de-age. Who plays her youthful counterpart? That is Margaret Qualley. Yeah, piece of cake. Margaret Qualley, oh, look at that. They're just going, is the daughter of which actress? Okay. I'm always trying to get it correct because there's so many damn Nepo babies out there. I want to get it right. Andie MacDowell. Boom. Thank you very much. And again, sometimes Nepo babies make for good actors. Number 16, who plays the folk music singer Pete Seeger in A Complete Unknown? That would be Edward Norton. All right. right, killing it right now. Number 17, which role did SNL's Bowen Yang play in Wicked? Don't know, don't care. Fairy godmother? He's sweet. Epiphany. I don't know. The hell do I know what that is? Number 18, Kieran Culkin won the 2025 Best Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, a category which found him up against his Succession brother Jeremy Strong. What film was Strong nominated for? The Apprentice. I didn't see that, so I wouldn't know. Number 19, in what year did streaming-only movies become eligible for Oscars? $2021? 2020. Damn it, that was my initial guess, and I had to push it one more year just because I thought surely that's got to be, the COVID year, and that makes most sense. What's going on over there, dog? All right, number 20. Who plays Paul Atreides in the original Dune film? Oh, see, there you go. You got to go for the original Dune film. And we're going to go Kyle MacLachlan. There you go. See, I said it absolutely correctly. Kyle MacLachlan. Number 21, which beloved action movie starring Eddie Murphy had a sequel release in 2024? I did not watch this because why would you go and ruin the memories of good things? But they put out a sequel for Beverly Hills Cop. I don't think we're going to be covering Beverly Hills Cop on our Eddie Murphy movie month of the 80s and stuff like that. We're going to go all around it, I think, just because it's one of the most, whatever. The first Mickey Mouse film from 1928 entered the public domain in 2024. Was the name of that movie? Steamboat Willie. We all know that one. That's a piece of cake. An Easter egg in the Garfield movie. Well, Lord knows we all been watching those Garfield movies. Shows everyone's favorite Grumpy Cat unlocking his phone with the password 061978. What makes that number significant? I'm going to say that's probably Jim Davis's birthday, more than likely, and or the debut of the Garfield comic. That represents the day the cartoonist's first Garfield comic strip in publication. See, told you. I was like, it's either his birthday or it was when the first one was published. Simple and easy. Number 24. Which actor played Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, voiced Ian in Onward and starred in Uncharted? That would be little Tom Holland. Look at him go. He's Spider-Man, everybody. Number 25, who is the narrator in the classic film Stand By Me? Richard Dreyfuss, who is writing the book. Guys, I got to be honest with you. 25 in here. What have I gotten? 2 wrong? Pretty good. Well, great. I always love it when it just kind of takes a big old dive off of there. Give me 1 second. Bring it back. All right, here we go. Number 26, which child of celeb parents voiced a character in the 2024 Lion King movie Mufasa? Well, that's an easy one, kids. Because if mommy and daddy can pay for it, they will. That's right. It's one of them Beyonce kids. Blue Ivy, daughter of Jay-Z and Beyonce. Just remember, kids, if you don't have any talent, just have parents that have money. Number 27, in what horror movie do real-life partners John Krasinski and Emily Blunt have to speak? It's not like I can already tell you. It's A Quiet Place. Come on now. Number 28, what movie franchise parodies horror films? That is a very blunt and easy question just because it's just like, hey, what's this? What? there's a lot of parodies of horror movies out there, but what you're looking for is Scary Movie. Thank you. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, who you playing with over here? Number 29, which classic Judy Blume novel became a movie in 2023? I think that's Judy Blume and the NASCAR simulator. Oh, shit. I don't know. Judy Blume and the something or other, I'm sure. Are you there? God, it's me, Margaret. Judy Blume's the author, not a character. Did I screw that up? I was thinking she's like Judy Blume is like Pippi Longstocking. Is that not a thing? Number 30, what are the names of all of the actors who have played Obi-Wan Kenobi in live action movies? We've got Ewan McGregor and we've got Sir Alec Guinness. Has anyone else played him in live action? Not to my recollection. Alec Guinness and Ewan McGregor. Number 31, what film was released in 2021 and directed by Denis Villeneuve? That would be Dune. Wanted to make sure I had the year there correctly before I answered Dune Part 2, because it was just Dune Part 1. Number 32, who is the first person to die in A Nightmare on Elm Street? Okay, we got to think about this one. Because it's the blonde girl, right? The blonde girl is the first one to go. What is her name? I can't remember. It's the blonde one, right? Tina! That's it. It's like I'm trying to hear him scream it in my head, and I couldn't do it. I was just like, what's he screaming? What's the name he's screaming? It's Tina. Shoot. Number 33, who directed the 2023 film Poor Things? That's going to be Yorgos Lanthimos. Who are they talking to? Who are they talking to? This is so simple, dude. Y'all suck. Now this one's I'm not gonna screw this one up. What film is a biopic of the Von Erich wrestling family that released in 2023? I know of this film. I know that Zac Efron's got the Lord Farquaad haircut here and everything. Do I remember what the movie was called? No. The Iron Claw. Was that any good? Did anybody see that Iron Claw movie? I hear depressing as hell. Number 35 in Girls Trip. Oh boy. Why does the group of friends travel to New Orleans? I remember they traveled to New Orleans. I remember the zip line across and the making a mess upon all the people there on in the French Quarter and whatnot. I remember that. I remember Tiffany Haddish talking about booty holes. Remember that. I'm going to say bachelorette party to attend the Essence Fest. Like Essence Magazine? Number 36, who won the Academy Award for Best Actor for his role in the film There Will Be Blood? Your best actor for that one is going to be Daniel Day-Lewis. Number 37, what year was the movie Gone with the Wind released? 1937. 39. Damn it. I knew it. Like that's what is a 9 if not a 7 that's a little bit, completed. What A24 film was released in 2022 and won Best Picture at the Academy Awards? That is Bong Joon-ho's Parasite. Damn it, that's Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's 2 years earlier. That's what you get when you're a little bit antsy, everybody. Number 39, what is the name of the serial killer in the film Silence of the Lambs? That is Hannibal Lecter. Oh, Buffalo. Oh, the name of the serial killer. Well, they're both serial killers. All right. Okay. Debatable number 39. Number 40, who is lead actress in the film Killers of the Flower Moon? Indian lady. I can't remember her name. Sorry. Lily Gladstone. I heard that was good. For me, it was just one of those things. It's tough to sit down for 3 hours in your home and watch a film, especially like all the way through once. It's rough, man. Number 41, in the movie The Matrix, what is Neo's real name? Mr. Anderson. What's his first name? In your world, what's his first name? Thomas Anderson. Boom! Thank you. All right. Hell yeah. Number 42. What 2006 fantasy film directed by Guillermo del Toro features a faun as a central character? Pan's Labyrinth. I don't know why my brain took a nap there for that one, but yeah, there you go. Pan's Labyrinth. I'm a faun of you. Get it? Get it? That's a joke. Not a good one, but it's a joke. Number 43, what classic film ends with the line, Lewis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship? That would be the ending to also, I think also 1930, Casablanca. Come on now. Number 44, who directed the 2017 film Get Out? That's Jordan Peele. Come on, you knew it, I knew it. These questions are not that difficult, BuzzFeed. What is the name of the fictional African country in the movie Black Panther? That's Wakanda. Number 46, in the film Blade Runner, what is the name of the company that created the replicant? That is the Tyrell Corporation. Number 47, what 1990 movie starred Patrick Swayze and Whoopi Goldberg? Oh, that would be Ghost. These are pretty simple. I hate to say it, BuzzFeed, you're not impressing me here too much. You got to scroll slow, people. Number 48, what do Katniss and Peeta attempt to poison themselves with in the Hunger Games? I think it's Surge, right? Laudanum, Clamato. I don't know. Nightlock. Wasn't he one of the X-Men? Number 49, which actor played Tommy Wiseau in The Disaster Artist? That was James Franco. I always want to get it right. I'm like, which one of them Franco boys was it? James Franco. I would highly suggest to anyone who hasn't read the book The Disaster Artist. It is quite something. Number 50, what are the names of the two main characters in La La Land? Oy vey. No fucking clue. Sid and Nancy? Mia and Sebastian. Sebastian. I gotta admit to you, kids. Sebastian got to be one of the worst names ever. Mount Rushmore of bad names. Sebastian. Then people call you Bastion. Ugh. If your name's Sebastian, just slap your mom in the face and go, I'm naming myself Stan. Get out of here. Number 51. Who directed the 1994 film Pulp Fiction? Come on, people. We're not even playing this game no more. I don't know why I'm doing this. Number 52. Who voiced Mishu in Mulan? That's Eddie Murphy, right? That's the little dragon dealy? I'm a dragon, everybody. Yeah, and remember, everybody, it's 80s Eddie Murphy month over here on HMP. We just did 48 hours, and next week we got Trading Places coming up. So if you want to see those early Eddie Murphy movies, subscribe to this here channel and everything. We'll be doing a live show on Sunday talking about Trading Places. So check it out. Number 53. What film won the best Oscar in 2020? That's vague. I mean, that is just like, here's a year. Tell me who won. 2020. I don't know. I haven't watched the Oscars in many years because they've become wildly irrelevant. Was that Moonlight? Was that the Moonlight year? Parasite. Again, I already guessed Parasite earlier. Screwed that one up. So I guess it's only fair. Number 54. What is the name of the woman who falls into Corbin Dallas's car in The Fifth Element? Oh boy, here's where I'm going to get into some big time trouble with you folks. I don't like The Fifth Element. Yeah, I don't think The Fifth Element's a good movie. I find it cloying and annoying. Not a fan. It's something like, it's kind of like a Spritey kind of name, you know, like Mina, some shit like that. Lilo. There you go. I told you. It's like it's a 90s woo-woo name. I don't know. Let's go to 55. What gift does Rose find in her coat pocket at the end of Titanic? Gift? I mean, I suppose maybe. There was that the big stone thing that they were looking for, that they were spending millions upon millions of dollars and, you know, tons of resources for, and then this broad throws into the friggin' ocean. Good job. Priceless necklace. So she's just like, well, I guess I'll just throw it into the drink. Oh, there we go. I was just telling you a big giant story about how some poor homeless boy banged me. Terrible. And man, let me tell you, the girls in my high school and everything went to see that movie like nobody's business, man. They were enamored. For what Star Wars was to us, Titanic was to them. What famous star produced Barbie? Are we just going to say it's the star that also starred in the movie and say Margot Robbie? Or or is there another one there? Okay, there you go. You know, it's like, I don't know. That's a little silly. Number 57. What score does Ellie get on her LSAT exam in Legally Blonde? It's got to be good. So 1,500. 179. Is that bad? I don't know what LSATs are. I was thinking SATs when I said that number. Is 179 good? I haven't seen Legally Blonde in quite some time. Let's go to number 58. Who is the director of Oppenheimer? That's Christopher Nolan. Saw in IMAX, drove all the way down to Atlanta. 70 millimeter IMAX. It was pretty good. Number 59. What is the name of the 1992 movie that features Tom Hanks, Geena Davis? I don't even know that I have to go on by this point, but we will. And Madonna. Now, okay. Stop looking at me, dog. Look at this. This is what I'm having to deal with over here. This Bozo the Clown just looking at me the entire time going, what are you doing? Are we answering questions? Who is that? Who Geena Davis? I don't know no Geena Davis. Get out of here, dog. Is that it's not Bonfire of the Vanities, is it? A League of Their Own. Oh, that's the Bonfire of the Vanities. It's the Tom Hanks that's what threw me off, or the Madonna that threw me off, rather. Number 60, what breakfast food does Donkey want to make with Shrek in Shrek? In the morning, we're making waffles. Number 61, which one of Voldemort's Horcruxes was destroyed in the last Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2? Holy sweet Jesus. Wasn't it the wasn't there like a bird, the phoenix or something like that? Nigiri the snake. Isn't nigiri what you have at the Japanese restaurant? Number 62, in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, who was the first kid the Oompa Loompas sing about? Is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, is that the It's Augustus Gloop, right? I mean, is it the same in all the ones, I guess? Yeah, there you go. Okay, good deal. I was like, do they do it different in different movies? Number 63. What color did Frenchie dye her hair in Grease? Was it pink? Yeah. Pink ladies, all that kind of good stuff. That makes sense. Number 64. Who voiced Coraline in Coraline? I'm going to say, I haven't seen Coraline in a long time. What's the gal that played Buffy? Dakota Fanning, not Buffy. I was thinking Sarah Michelle Gellar for some reason. I don't know why. Number 65, where do Kat and Patrick kiss in 10 Things I Hate About You? Oh, okay. Now we're getting into things that they're like, how does Adam not know about this? We're going to say the clock tower. That's not the answer, but that's what we're going with. A paintball arena. Well, it is the 90s, so, you figure as much. Number 66, who voiced Jessie in Toy Story 2? That would be, don't screw it up, Joan Cusack. I was just like, don't answer too quickly and screw it up because you're getting cocky. Think about it. Make sure you're doing it right. 67, oh boy, here we go. In Breakfast at Tiffany's, what is the name of Holly Golightly's cat? I believe the answer is Do Not and Care. Mr. Whiskers, Jonesy, Garfield, Fritz the cat. Motherfuckers just named Cat. Get out of here, dog. Number 68, Black Panther made history as the first superhero film nominated for this award, Best Picture. I could have told you that one. Come on, I scrolled too fast. Sorry about that. Number 69, what film was Kate Winslet's first movie? Was it Beautiful Creatures? Was that her first movie? Are we to thank Peter Jackson for Kate Winslet? Son of a bitch, we are. Hey. Thank you, Peter Jackson. Thank you for putting Kate Winslet onto the map for the world. You talk about heavenly creature, he doing it over there, boy. Let's get into number 70. In The Lion King, Mufasa dies from being trampled by a pack of, is it gazelles? Wildebeest, it's all the same thing, right? They're all like horned creatures of some degree or another. I'm not an ornithologist. Number 71, adjusted for inflation, which movie has made more money in the domestic box office than Star Wars, Episode 4, A New Hope, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, The Sound of Music, or Gone with the Wind? Hold on. When adjusted for inflation, which movie has which movie has made more money in the domestic office than all of those, including Gone with the Wind? Well, Gone with the Wind is number 1. So when you adjust for inflation, I always thought it was Gone with the Wind. Is Gone with the Wind has that changed? Oh, it's asking which one of those it is. Okay, that's stupid. Because I could have told you it was Gone with the Wind without having any of those options there. Why are you making it easier for me, BuzzFeed? No, because everything else in this fucking quiz is easy. Who are we kidding? 72, Jordan Belfort works for which firm in The Wolf of Wall Street? That would be, it's got a lion. Start with a B. Shucks, I don't remember. L.F. Rothschild, not even close. That would not have come into my brain. Number 73, what iconic line does Miranda Priestley say when dismissing Andy in The Devil Wears Prada? Get out of my face, bitch! that not right? That's all. Okay. All right. I think my interpretation is maybe a little better. Number 74, what film was Keanu Reeves' movie debut? Youngblood. I would have gotten that wrong. I said like My Private Idaho or something like that. Number 75, who does Patrick Swayze pick up in an iconic lift in Dirty Dancing? What was that lady's name? Damn it. This is one of those I'm going to feel bad when I see it and just be like, oh, yeah, Jennifer Grey. I knew she was married to the guy been in the Marvel show there and everything. Oh, man, my brain's killing today. Number 76, in Inception, how many levels does the crew enter? I believe they're in as many as 3. 5? Really? Is that many? Wouldn't have thought. Number 77, which song does Jenna Rink perform to in 13 Going on 30? Is it Ice Ice Baby? Thriller. I don't know. I never saw that movie. I seen clips of it when I was working at Best Buy. That's it. Moving on. Number 78, in which 78, which is the movie in what 78, what is the movie in which Jim Carrey discovers that his everyday life is a reality TV show about him? That's The Truman Show. Number 79, what is Emma Stone's character name in Crazy Stupid Love? Emily, don't know. Hannah, couldn't have told you. I feel like I saw that movie. I don't remember. Where does Sex and the City 2 take place? I'm going to say Morocco, or maybe it's New York. Who knows? Abu Dhabi. Again, don't know, don't care. Number 81, who plays Bob Woodward in All the President's Men? Well, I got a 50-50 shot on this, don't I? Woodward is going to be Robert Redford. Yeah, because Bernstein Jewish. You're not going to make Bernstein Robert Redford. Number 82, what are the 5 student stereotypes in The Breakfast Club? All right, we got the jock. We got the nerd. We got the popular girl. Did I say jock already? Emilio Estevez is the sports guy. There's sports guy, bad girl, bad boy, comedy nerd. I'm missing one. Brain, beauty, jock, rebel, and recluse. Recluse? Whatever. Number 83, which literary icon reviews Gil Bender's manuscript in Midnight in Paris? Didn't saw, didn't care. Gertrude Stein. Oh, good old Gertrude. Number 84, what was the first James Bond movie ever made? That's Dr. No. Number 85, where do Noah Calhoun and Allie Hampton meet in The Notebook? That's at a Denny's. We all know that. A carnival. Close enough. 86, the Matrix code in The Matrix came from recipes for which kind of food? Bread? Because isn't there a gluten bread matrix? Sushi? I think that's all horseshit. I don't know what we're talking about there. Number 87, what was the last word in the famous Toy Story quote, to infinity and McDonald's? No, it's beyond. Come on, get out of here. Again, these are things that that BuzzFeed believes movie nerds should know. I'm sure this is a real tough one for movie nerds. To infinity and blank. Come on now, get out of here, dog. Number 88, what is the name of the fictional kingdom where Frozen takes place? Frozen Land, Frozonia, Coldonia, Arendelle, same thing. Aren't they a speaker manufacturer? Hey, Rendell, if you'd like to jump out and Send me some speakers. I'd be all cool in the game with that. Number 89, what was the name of the movie created in Bowfinger? Chubby Rain? I think it's Chubby Rain. Yeah, baby. Hell yeah. I love Bowfinger. I would say last fantastic movie from all three of Steve Martin, Eddie Murphy, and Frank Oz. I'd say that's the last great movie all three of them have done. Number 90, when did Four Weddings and a Funeral premiere? I'm going to say 1992. Shit, I knew it was right around that neighborhood right there. I a little later than I expected. Number 91, which animal is killed in Fatal Attraction? That's a bunny. Put the bunny. No, don't put the bunny down in the pot. Don't do that. Number 92, which holiday do Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal celebrate at the end of When Harry Met Sally? Is it New Year's? Is it New Year's? I don't know. No, there you go. New Year's Eve, same thing. And we're scrolling. We're going to get to 100 questions, then we're going to call her quits. Number 93, which of the following is not true about Star Wars A New Hope? All right. Almost every studio passed on making it. That's correct. George Lucas gave up an extra directing fee in exchange for merchandising and sequel rights. That's correct. Or it won the Best Picture film. It did not win Best Picture. Come on now. It got nominated for a whole bunch of things, won a couple of awards, but Best Picture, are you mad, son? When's the last time we did anything like that? Number 94, true or false, Janet Jackson turned down the role of Lisa McDowell in A Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't know, don't care. I'm going to say sure, why not? False, okay. I don't know why the fuck we asked that question then. A 95, is that what just somebody wanted to do? You know, was to like, hey man, I want to make that. I wish that was a thing. Put it in as a question. Number 95, what was Scream originally called? Scary Movie. Number 96, which of these facts is true about The Departed? All right. Martin Scorsese had been wanting to make it since the early 90s. That can't be true because it's based on Infernal Affairs. But let's read the others just to make sure. It's a remake of a Hong Kong film, which I just told you that it was. Or Robert Redford was everyone's first choice to play Frank Costello. First of all, Robert Redford had to have been 65 when that movie came out. Which of these facts is true? So the fact that is true is that it was a remake of the Hong Kong film. So there you go. Number 97. In The Matrix, how many like less than 100 questions throughout our quiz here so far, and no less than 5 Matrix questions? Well, over 100 years of cinema. We got 5 Matrix questions in this. It's a little bit much, I think. In The Matrix, what color are the two? Come on, red and blue. '98, which horror movie is this quote from? Sometimes dead is better. Pet Sematary. I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery. I don't want to live my life again. Watch me get copyright for that. Number 99, what was the name of the fashion line named after Derek Zoolander in Zoolander? I don't know. I think the Zoolander movies suck ass. Delectric, sure, whatever. Don't know, don't care. All right, we're going to wrap it up with question number 100. What's the last word of the famous Mean Girls quote? You don't even go. Full retard. You don't even go here, as in the school, right? You don't even go here. There you go. All right, everybody. That was 100 questions out of the 230 some odd questions from the folks over at BuzzFeed. Will I do the other 100 some odd? I don't know. Maybe not. Those seemed all fairly easy. I think out of 100 questions, I may have gotten like, I don't know, 8 wrong. Couldn't tell you. That is it, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking out if you have today. For the people that have commented, thank you so much for that. You can support this show and all the fun things we do over at patreon.com/HMP, pre-show, post-show, Dinger Zone. And of course, this week on the podcast, we are talking 80s Eddie Murphy and Trading Places. So go check out that. Make sure to subscribe to that. Of course, on this video and all the videos, be a dirty baby, like and subscribe, do all that kind of good stuff. Share us out with your friends. And again, check us out on Sunday evenings here over on our YouTube page, where we will be streaming the live HMP and everything. So thank you guys so much for hanging out and everything. Like and subscribe, and maybe we'll see you tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see what happens then. We'll see you next time. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let's see it on the next one, guys.